everybody on the internet. Now this is a spoiler-free review, so if you haven't seen the movie, don't worry, there are going to be no spoilers. You can watch this review. Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania is the 31st MCU movie and the first installment of Phase 5, and this was my most anticipated movie of the year, and it was worth it. But what the actual hell is that rating? The Ant-Man movies have always been fun heist movies, but as Peyton Reed said, this movie is Avengers level. I've always loved the MCU's take on the Ant-Man mythos. Quantumania goes above and beyond what anyone could have imagined an Ant-Man movie to go. By the time of a third movie, you need to do something different in order to keep it fresh. So everything this movie does is very different from the first two. It still has what an Ant-Man movie needs and what we love about Ant-Man movies, but not everything we're used to. There are great throwbacks to the original, but plot-wise and scale-wise, structure-wise, this movie is very different. But most importantly, like the other two, it's about family. And I can understand if people prefer the smaller scale of the other Ant-Man movies, but I think it was the right way to go. What makes this movie epic is that majority of it is set in the quantum realm. This movie goes more full-on sci-fi than the MCU has ever gone before. There is so much world building in this movie and it's very well done. The quantum realm is a place that I want to explore. Such a variety of creatures, people, places, and the science behind it. The quantum realm is full of all the weird things you would see in a comic book. And because of the world building they had to do, there is plenty of exposition in here. But I don't think it was overstuffed with exposition. The movie was well paced and tonally felt right. Scott Lang is the lovable everyman of the MCU. The character really plays to Paul Rudd's strengths. He makes it funny every time. But this time, he's taken to a much more dramatic place, even more so than Endgame. His motive as always is trying to be a father. Cassie is his main motive. His love for Hope is great as well. He's lost so much time and he's trying to make up for it. We see the lengths he's willing to go and how intense this situation is for him. He's one of the best heroes in the MCU at this point. I can never get enough of Paul Rudd and Scott Lang. Evangeline Lilly is great as Wasp, and they've given her a classic Jeanette Van Dyne look here. Since Ant-Man and the Wasp was her debut as a hero, and since the whole family has more to do this time, I don't think she stands out as highly this time, but she's still great. We get more of her relationship with everyone, though I felt like her and Scott had better heart-to-heart moments in the last one. And we see the lengths she's willing to go for her family as well. Hope and Scott are one of the best MCU duos. Cassie is now grown up and is finally a hero just like her dad. She has a very prominent and enjoyable role. She has a great wit, though I don't think Catherine Newton delivers one-liners as well as others. At this point, I really hope they're gonna do the Young Avengers. I was very impressed by how much they delved into Jeanette Van Dyne's character and her time in the quantum realm. Because of that, she's one of the most important characters. She delivers plenty of exposition, and we also see how capable she is, and Michelle Pfeiffer does a great job at that. Michael Douglas has always done a perfect job as Hank Pym. I really did like Hank more in the other ones, but he has great moments here as always. Of course, the biggest thing about this movie is Kang the Conqueror. And he is an insane villain. Jonathan Majors brought so much range to him. The way he can be so casually and calmly intimidating and powerful, it's amazing to see. I really loved how they set him up and his dynamics with the other characters. And his design is just perfect, so comic accurate, and his abilities, they're just always awesome to see. And he can raise the stakes literally any second. Throughout, they very well establish how big of a threat he is. Kang is a worthy successor to Thanos as the next saga villain. I cannot wait for more. It's awesome to finally see MODOK in the MCU. And this isn't the best version of MODOK ever, but what they did with him, they made him tonally and story-wise relevant to the Ant-Man movies. And it was enjoyable to see Bill Murray. Even though he wasn't in it long, he brought his acting strength to the movie. Being set in the quantum realm, this movie gives us amazing, stunning visuals like we've never seen before. So it seems like the overworked VFX artists are being given more time, which is good. And the cinematography is awesome, which I'd expect nothing less from Bill Pope. And the action is epic and pretty intense at times. It's not creative and funny like it was in Ant-Man and the Wasp, but I think that's because we've seen most of what Ant-Man and Wasp's abilities can do. And Christoph Beck's music is always a pleasure to hear. Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania is the beginning of a new dynasty. It is the best Ant-Man movie. I'm going to have to give it a 9 out of 10. Director Peyton Reed did an amazing job. Phase 5 is off to an awesome start. So, have you seen Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania? What did you think of it? What's your favorite of the Ant-Man trilogy? What MCU movie you're most excited for next? Let me know in the comments below, and may the Force be with you.